All right, looking up. Guys, put everything down. Look up here, please. All right, so we have now put our name at the top, period number, table color. We have paint, crayon, marker. Okay, so the first one we are going to do is we are going to use paints. And you know what I forgot to mention, but there should be paints at your table. Leave them alone, though. Okay, leave them alone. I purposely have taken them out of the container because one of the worst things that can happen for you when you start to paint is this thing could be like flooded with water. So I'm going to keep them out with no cover so that they can dry between classes and between each day. So if you get a paint that is a little dirty, the best way to clean this is to take your water and your paintbrush and just put a little bit of water in it. Now this yellow is really not that dirty, but let's just pretend it is. Put a little water in it and then just take a paper towel. Now don't wipe it, okay, but just blot out the excess, and usually what will happen is that layer will come off. I may have to do that once or twice, but that layer of gross paint that we don't want will come off onto your paper towel. Now again, this one wasn't dirty, but if I had some green or blue into it, that would come off and work. You don't need to clean them unless they're dirty. Okay? Make sense? All right, please don't clean them yet. Just look up here and watch. All right, so what I'm going to do on this first one is I am going to put water down and then put some paint. And my goal is to have it dark here and get lighter as it comes down to the bottom right. So again, I'm going to dip my paintbrush in the water and I'm just going to cover. Now I purposely put just a little bit of color in mine so you could see it on the camera. But I'm covering this whole area with a little bit of paint, like a light layer, not paint, water. Light layer of water. Now what's really fun and interesting is usually if you're careful, the paint will stay in the circle area. But that also helps when our paper lays flat, and my paper's not exactly laying flat here. So I'm going to hold it down, see if that helps. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put a color down. So I dipped my paintbrush in the water again, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of a color. I'm going to try blue here. I want to see what happens. And I'm going to put blue on the top. Now, if I had not gotten my paper wet, this would have all absorbed into the paper. But right now, it's moving around in this really kind of fun way. And so it's going to get lighter and lighter as I come over here if I clean my paintbrush out. So you notice I'm doing that in the water. And then I'm just going to take my clean paintbrush and pick up a little bit more of the paint that's already there and move it around. Okay, now that's all right, but I'm going to add a little more drama to that. I want to take a little bit of purple. So I have my paintbrush here, and I dipped it, or it's wet, and I dipped in a little bit of paint, and I'm going to put a little purple up here. See how that didn't move around very much? Okay, it's starting to dry a little bit, so I'm going to add a little water to that and get it to just kind of move around and blend with the paint that's already there. Do I have dark to light? Thank you. I heard one yes. Yes, I do. I have dark to light. Could I go darker? Yeah, but I don't need to for this. I've demonstrated dark to light, and this is called our wet into wet, but it's our paint circle. Next one. I'll move on here. And guys, the other thing, again, you'll notice is that this paper likes to curl up a little bit. That just kind of happens. If you can hold it down, great. If you have something heavy like I just did, you're even luckier. Okay, so these are watercolor crayons, and like I mentioned, they're pretty new to me, and I really like them. They work so much better than I thought. And I need, ladies and gentlemen, all of your eyes up here, please. So I'm going to ask you to pick two colors out of these paint crayons. You may not get a new set like I have. You don't need a new set. But if you notice that you're missing a color or that they're just in such awful shape that you cannot use them, let me know and we'll work on getting you a better set. So I'm going to use these two colors. Guys, look up, please. I'm going to go with the lightest of the two colors, and this time I did not get the paper wet. So I'm just going to go ahead and color about a third of this circle. And I am trying not to push very hard in this crayon because it will break. So you notice I'm holding it off to the side just a little bit, so I'm not tempted to push too heavily. All right, so I got a little bit of this color. I'm going to put a little bit of dark on the darkest area of my circle. And I will warn you that this stuff's so cool it doesn't even take much paint. Just a little bit. Goes a long way. All right. See? Not even a third. Maybe that's more like a fourth. But anyway, so now all I have to do is, again, take my paintbrush, put it on the crayon, and I'm going to kind of wiggle it around and liquefy the crayon. Now I want to be real careful and stay within the circle, even though I just went out of the circle a little bit. I'm going to do my best. A little tip for you too is if you can turn your paper and keep the tip of your paintbrush along the edge, you'll do a neater job. So anyway, I've got that dark fun blue at the top. I've got a little bit of a lighter pink here. But I want these colors to mix more, and I want it to get lighter like I'm supposed to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean my paintbrush a little bit and keep it mainly clean because now I'm just going to move around the paint that's on the paper. And I'm going to keep dipping and dragging it to the other side so it gets to the point where it's almost white. Okay, you guys get the idea on that? All right, that could fade even more, but I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, last one, and I'm not purposely trying to use the same colors, but it's ending up where they're very similar. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, but this time we are going to use marker, and we did this, didn't we? So you guys are familiar with this. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit of marker down, and again, a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to mix the two colors, so I just want a little bit of purple with that. Try to stay in the circle better than I'm doing on my example here. I just went out a little bit. All right, and again, dip it in water, liquefy, turn it into paint, and then make it get lighter and lighter as you go around to the other side. Okay, so again, this is going to be your exit ticket. This is how you will show me that you've understood how to do this. Now, oh my goodness, I got to show you guys this little oops-ah. All right, notice it's starting to run and kind of gloop up a little bit here. So a little trick, if you get too much water down, you can take your paintbrush, dab a little bit of the water off, and then use your paintbrush as a sponge. Now, if it absolutely floods your paper and you're going, Ms. Truey, help, I don't know what to do, you can also take your paper towel and dab gently, but sometimes that actually takes off too much, okay? But that's another way you can do it. So again, we're going to do each of these dark to light in these different techniques, then we're going to put it to the side and let it dry. I have one more thing to show you, okay? When you are done at the end of class and I say, all right, guys, you got to show me you're ready to go, I want to see all 4 brushes clean, and what I will ask is that you just use your water to clean your brush. You can gently pinch the water out, but do not twist it and do not pull it. Just pinch. All right, and then check it on the back of your hand. If it comes off clean on the back of your hand, then it's good enough for me. Okay, then you dump your water and get your caddy ready to go like we had it. All right, so you guys, this is your chance to go ahead and do this. I will help you out if you need anything.